my period after college to actually getting my career going was very slow. I tore my labrum in my shoulder. I'd play a week. Shoulder, just couldn't do it. There was periods through that I genuinely thought I wouldn't play again.
First all-British team to win the title in 89 years.
I didn't see anyone for a good 3 hours after, which was really odd. You're in the stadium, everything's amazing, and then you get ushered out and now you're in a hallway on your own. We picked up, I think it was like 160 baby Guinnesses. Felt horrendous the next morning. Some of the royal family came in, so I'm like shaking from a hangover.
Julian, thank you for taking time out of your busy training schedule to come and join us here at the training ground. I'm looking forward to chatting about your love of Brighton and obviously your tennis career. So I tell you what, we'll start at the start and all the way back, and just tell me how you got into the sport, tennis.
So tennis for me, I mean, I was a kid with way too much energy, as I'm sure many of the people in this building probably were the same. So tennis for me was just another sport. I played everything, school, outside of school, just an outlet for me to, get out and be less of a disturbance in the classroom. So that's how it kind of started for me. I was fortunate to be quite good. I was fortunate to have a coach when I was young who saw some potential in me, kind of kept asking my parents for me to do a little bit more on the side than just showing up on a Saturday in a big group. And after a couple of years, kind of gave into that, and that was the start of the journey, really.
And was it always tennis?
If you saw me kick a ball out there a few weeks ago, No, I mean, I loved sports. I still do. I love watching all sports. But for me, it was by far the sport that I was the best at. If I was ever to have a career, it was going to be tennis, yeah.
And what age did you show that aptitude?
I mean, I was always quite determined. It was really odd. Like I mean, in the classroom, I probably wasn't always that focused, but whenever it came to sport and not just tennis, I could lock in for 2 hours, 3 hours. I was, fully in the zone and loved doing that. So I think for me, I enjoyed that. It was something that I felt better at. I guess I felt a bit more normal in that environment. I stopped other sports probably around like 10, 11. Obviously, like I was playing rugby and stuff like that, which is not ideal with tennis. With any other sport, really. I was kind of encouraged, I suppose, between like 10 and 12 to start like putting that sport aside, not just for the injury side, but that's kind of when you've really got to ramp up the hours. And if you do want to have a career, unfortunately, you've got to put a bit of a shift in, and it does start at a young age.
And I wanna touch on your schooling, because it's been an interesting journey, hasn't it? Went to Beeds.
Yep.
So did you come across Solly there?
Briefly. So I mean, I was in and out of the school a lot, but a lot of my friends know him and stuff. So he's a year older than me. Obviously Julie Salmon, who's here now, working on the women's side. She was the tennis coach when I was there, and she's very good friends with Solly. So
Oh wow! So it was good to have Julian, because we've had her on the podcast a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed chatting to her and getting to know about her career and things. So to have her guiding you at an early age must have been quite special. Yeah,
for sure. And I think tennis it's quite a niche sport in terms of going to having a professional career. I suppose it's not something that a lot of kids, I think, dream of. There's not necessarily that many people in that world. I think, for example, football, so many people are involved in football all the way through the levels. And I think sometimes I know how it was when I was young. So many kids dream of being a footballer. And so you don't have that as much in tennis. And so having her around me at school, she had a successful career herself. She was a great mentor. She was able to help me, even talk to the school a little bit, like, this is what he needs to do. And she was incredibly helpful. I still talk to her a lot today. When I was in the boardroom the other day, she was down below giving me away. She spotted me up there. Surprised to see me in nice clothes for once, I think. But she's been amazing, and I know she's doing amazing things here at the club as well.
And from Beeds, you went out to America to colleges, yeah?
Yeah, so I did my A-levels kind of a little bit more like home tutor style.
Whilst you were playing?
Yeah, so I was still playing. So I left Beeds after GCSEs. Did my A-levels. I kind of knew at that point that I was either going to go pro at 18 or go to America. So I only did 2 A-levels because that's all I would need to go there. So I kind of, again, like pulled back a little bit on the education so I could get the hours up. So I was only in 3 days a week at that point. And then the rest was, pretty much full-time training, which maybe sounds like a lot, but all my peers at that age had dropped out of school and were full-time tennis. So I was kind of trying to keep that side going a little bit, which definitely wasn't easy. I look back at the schedule I had even when I was like 15, 16, and I think if I did that now, I'd be burnt out in 2 weeks, to be honest.
You said you had the opportunity possibly to go pro 18. Why did you decide against that?
In tennis, it's a bit different because you're not signing contracts like in football and team sports. So it's basically a choice. Like, it would literally be up to me to go, okay, I'm not going to continue education. I'm going to go and start playing on tour.
And what's the percentage out of your peers, kind of your age group of who would go fully immersed in it and who would go?
So out of probably like the top 4 or 5 in my age group, I think 2 of us went to America and 3 decided to try and play pro straight away. And
at this point, are you doubles already?
No.
You're singles?
No, I was singles until 2022. So that was a year or a couple of years after college or after university. But yeah, for me, the decision was kind of based on America had started getting a lot of traction. I'd started seeing a couple of Brits come back. So they're obviously a few years older, speaking very highly of it. They were then, starting to do quite well when they were hitting the tour. And then I looked at people that had gone straight on tour at 18, and it's so young. You're doing it yourself. It's expensive. You need to find sponsors one way or another, which again, when you're on your own, is not easy. No one's got an agent at that age. You're just kind of like figuring it out. And I'd seen guys playing these low-level tournaments, no money, not nice places. They get stuck there for 3, 4, 5 years, and that ends up being career done. And so for me, I kind of wanted to go about it a little bit of a different way. I wanted to be a bit more mature, physically ready, mentally ready, that ideally when I hit that lower level of events that I could try and get out of it quite quickly and not feel like I was in the cycle of year after year. Because I even think if you're good enough, but you keep doing that, you can get stuck just based on like the people you're around. Like, it's not as professional. You don't have the resources, so on. So I thought that going to America, I'd have everyone behind me, backing me, coaches, facilities, the whole lot.
Weather.
Yeah, infrastructure as well. Completely different out there. Just purely, they've got so much more money to spend on sport, I think, in general, and they've got the space to do it. So, when I first went out there and saw the facilities, the first uni I went to, I was like, this is insane. Like, this is like a Premier League football club. And then I went to another one, it was the same. Another one was the same. And I was like, okay, well, this is normal out here. Like, it's completely different.
Yeah, and obviously joining the tour with a bit more experience, as a more rounded athlete, you felt was the right thing to do. For sure.
I look at some of the mistakes I made through my university years, and I don't think I wouldn't have done that.
Off course.
Off course. Yeah, no mistakes on course. No, but anyone at 18, I'm sure you guys go through it here as well. It's a whole, managing those 2 parts of your life is never easy, I think, at any age. But I don't think I would have been that different if I would have gone on tour at that age. And so actually I was able to kind of be myself, still have a lot of friendships, really enjoyed my time off court and kind of got that out of my system. When I then went on tour, I was kind of ready to go. And I also think for me, like an individual sport, I always loved like playing for our county, things like that, like where we finally were a bit of a team. Like, I always loved those weeks, and we just never have that in tennis. And so for me, again, it was also a chance to go and play on a team. It was probably the first time I really felt like myself within tennis, just because I was around like even other athletes, like I was living next to like track athletes, the golfers, like the footballers, the whole lot. We're all on the same schedule, waking up stupid early, go to the gym, churn out the school, practice in the afternoon, dinner, homework. It's like 9 p.m. and you've worked like literally like a 14-hour day, but you're all doing it, and then it's like Saturday, okay, let's go out. Like,
you're in that environment.
You're all there together and you understand. Whereas before, being the one person not drinking at a party or maybe not even going, and that might not even be that I couldn't make the event, but it's like I've got something in the morning, like I just can't do it, or you show up for an hour, things like that. Like it's quite difficult doing that on your own. So that was the first time I really, I had people around me doing the exact same thing. They were on the same schedule and they kind of understood me and my lifestyle.
And you were in a couple of universities out there, when you Mississippi and Oklahoma?
Yeah, Mississippi State, my freshman year. didn't love my experience there. I mean, there's weird rules, but basically the coach that I had signed up for, he left in the summer. And so it was all a bit late for me. I didn't have connections in America. Obviously, you're relying on scholarships as well. So all of those are gone. So I didn't really have much choice other than going to the school I had committed to. So I went there. Wasn't the best experience for me. It was at that point, I mean, I just spoke of it, college being so good for me, but probably that first semester it wasn't. It was probably actually the lowest I got was in that semester. I thought about stopping. I was kind of looking at party schools and just places to keep playing tennis a bit, but not like, you know, I'd been injured. I didn't feel like I was treated that well. Like I hadn't enjoyed it. And then I was fortunate to find Oklahoma State, and yeah, it was a completely different experience there.
So obviously you didn't enjoy that first semester, but when you look back now, that first semester must have been so critical because it taught you so much. You must,
sure.
Like even though in the moment you would feel as though you were maybe falling behind or whatever, but the growth of your mindset and that experience will last a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, I remember speaking to my teammates at Oklahoma State. Obviously, in a team, you're never going to agree with everything. You know, like practice might be an hour too early, too late, this, that, the other, whatever it is, small stuff that, especially for us, we were always used to being. It's all about us. I want to practice at 10, so you do that. So it's a bit different being in a team. And I always remember, like, when there was these small things that I didn't like or someone else, like, I was always able to go back to that year and go, guys, like, this is not an issue, you know, like, we've got it really good. We've got a coach who likes us. He works hard. He's a good coach. This is good. Like, you know, we're getting decked out in night kit. You've got unlimited this. You can do whatever you want, supplements, juice bar, like, it's good, you know.
It's good.
But it's easy when you're in that, like, you get used to those nice things and easy to then start complaining, like, oh, I'm tired from yesterday, like, why has he put practice at 10? Like, you know, the football game's at 3, we're not going to, like, just stuff like that. And then it's easy to create, a bit of a moaning culture. And yeah, that first year for me was very humbling, I would say, for sure. Especially as I went out, there was so much excitement thinking it's all going to be roses and fairies and life's going to be good. But yeah, it was a huge learning curve. I mean, when I first went out, I was 17, so pretty young to just go to the States and change my life completely. And I spent, I decided I was going to leave at Christmas, and I went back in January, told the coach. That was a whole process. He obviously wasn't happy. I was then in compliance meetings myself, dealing with like the scholarship, changing schools. Like, it was a lot hit my plate very quickly. And I grew up pretty fast in that year.
For any aspiring athletes that are listening to the pod in any sport, or maybe they're not going to quite cut it in the European stage at this point, would you recommend going out to the States?
I thought you were going to ask what my biggest mistake was then.
No, I won't drag that out.
Yeah, a little smile. I was like, if I put it in a tennis perspective, which is obviously the easiest for me, I think if you're going to go on tour and you're going to get to Grand Slam qualies level, like, quickly, so basically you're going to start having a career and earning money. If you're not going to do that within a year and a half, I think you go to college. You're in a safe environment, you'll learn a lot, you'll grow up, and at the end of the day, you can go there for 6 months, a year, 2 years. If you're then ready, you get out of there and you go do what you got to do.
And obviously, if the sport fails, you've got
something there. Yeah, which for me, I mean, I've had so many injuries that always having that behind me. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it now, but like, my period after college to actually getting my career going was very slow, basically just because of my body. And I was thankful at that time. It gave me a lot of peace of mind that I did have a degree behind me.
Go and tell me about that time.
So through college, I had a few injuries, nothing too major. And then in my last year, I tore my labrum in my shoulder, had an operation. So I missed my final season. And then that kind of like the recovery of that lagged into essentially me going pro. So when I left in December 2018, was supposed to start my career 2019, very slow. Like, I'd play a week, shoulder, just couldn't do it. I'd go train. I even went back to the States at one point to go see my surgeon, do some rehab at the uni. Another reason, I mean, they're amazing. Like, all of that, I can go back now and use all the facilities, do whatever I want there. It really is like a second home in America for me. But yeah, so I went back out there. I mean, the reality of that, it wasn't till towards the end of 2019 that I was able to feel like I was kind of actually now back at full health. Then COVID hit.
It's a disaster.
It is a disaster. I picked up another injury before that. I thought it was quite small. COVID hit.
So hold on a second. Just on your injuries, your training schedule hasn't changed. This is just unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that I did at college. It was a windy day. I basically hit a smash, kind of like caught it weird and tore the labrum. One thing, had the operation, just took a long time to recover. There was periods through that I genuinely thought I wouldn't play again. Like I was told like a certain time frame, and it just at that point was nowhere near what it took more than twice as long as it was supposed to, I suppose. And yeah, then small injury in the groin, didn't think much of it. COVID came, ended up getting an operation on that.
By the way, I'm glad this story's got a happy ending.
I know. I know. Yeah, and actually that period for me was quite good because I needed this operation. Obviously, the mental toll that my shoulder and everything had on me. Like I was excited to start my career. I was playing well before I'd had the operation, and yeah, I couldn't wait to get going. And it was all just kind of not happening. I was back home living with my parents. Just trying to make things work, I suppose. COVID hit. I was so lucky to get in for the operation. I actually can't remember who it is. I bumped into one of the Brighton players. Weirdly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Was this the groin or the shoulder?
This was my
groin.
groin.
Okay.
Literally days before lockdown. So I've managed to. I mean, the guy's done me a huge favour. He squeezed me in days before, and then on the Monday, bang, lockdown. So I was able to do my rehab through all of that, and what for me mentally was really good is like the tour just stopped, and so I wasn't sat at home just watching everyone do well. I'm like I think I can beat them, like, and now they're climbing, and you just feel like you're getting left behind. And obviously within sport, like you're well aware of the fact you've only got a certain window to go and perform, you know. So for me that period was really good. I was at home with family, the sun was out. We were very fortunate through that period, and luckily none of us really suffered through any of the COVID. And yeah, I was able to get the rehab done, and when we came out the other side of that, it was kind of when I really feel like I started my career, but that was now 2 years after leaving university. So.
It's crazy though, the perception of COVID and what it meant to different people, isn't it? Looking back now, you felt as though it was a real time to catch up, where people weren't leaving you behind, and maybe even becoming stagnant in that time, not knowing what to do, maybe getting a bit lazy. And it's nice to hear that you kind of got your head down and then obviously went on. And
and I also think when the whole world's moving, like with injuries and stuff, you know how it is, especially like a bit of pressure from some coaches or whatever it is, like you're always trying to redline it, like, can I come back today, you know? And like with this, I just didn't have that option. I'm sure you've got a story there, the way you laugh, but like I took another month, like, because I could, and there was nothing else to do. So at no point did I go like really take any risks with that stuff. I had the time and I did what I needed to do, and yeah, I think it paid off really.
But just make me feel better about myself, right? When you play now, even though you're fully fit, you still get pain somewhere.
For sure.
That makes me feel good about myself.
I mean, this has been my
because people say for any athlete in whatever sport, fully fit is you're always carrying aches and pains, aren't you?
For sure. I mean, sport's ruthless. Even just like the training side, take the matches out, where you somehow find an extra 2% to run quicker, whatever it is. Like you're flat out. I don't know if the body's quite designed to do what people try and do with it. It's always pain. I mean, this has been my best year on tour by far. Pretty much since the grass season, I've had pain in my hip, and I've been managing that. I've gone weeks. When I went to the States after Wimbledon, I didn't practice at all. So I was playing matches, no practice. Days off, I didn't hit a ball. You know, like everyone from the outside is looking like, oh, they're winning again. Like, that looks great, and I'm in quite a lot of pain.
But it just shows you that when you're in a good moment and your mindset's right, you don't have to do everything. It's such a weird concoction sport, isn't it? Because some things work for others, and then it doesn't work, and it's just like people have been looking at you guys and being like, how are they churning out results, and they're not doing anything in between, and they're like grafting day in day out, and they're not getting the results at the end. But it just shows when you find that right momentum and that right balance, then
For sure. And I also think, I mean, it depends massively on your mentality and what makes you feel good. I think feeling good is the key. And for some people, that is thousands of reps, literally like feeling good. Like, okay, that wasn't perfect. Okay, that's the one. Trying to do that, do it. And for other people, it's about being relaxed, chill, hit a couple balls. I mean, like Federer and Nadal would be the perfect too. Like Federer wouldn't practice crazy hours. For him, it was like his practice was away from the tournaments. That's where he did his graft. Get to the tournament, stay fresh, feel good, chill, do what he needs to do. And then you've got Rafa doing like baskets after the match and hitting thousands of balls. You know, complete two opposite ends of the spectrum, but both had pretty good careers.
Well, pretty much ran the sport for 15 years.
Exactly.
Big win at Wimbledon this year. So there's the happy ending. A lot happened in between.
For sure.
How did that feel? I read a stat that blew me away. First all-British team to win the title in 89 years. Must be really proud.
Yeah, I mean, it's it took a while for it to all sink in, honestly. Like the emotion at the time, well, for a little bit of backstory, usually Grand Slam final, you're usually either underdog first time round or at best kind of like 50-50. Like, you know, if we lose this match, it's probably not a bad loss. Like, you're in a slam final, you're both playing well. And somehow in this final, we were massive favourites. Home soil, but like the other pair, it was literally the first week they played together. I mean, they'd taken out some amazing pairs through the tournament. They took out the number one in the world at the time in the semi-finals. They just found their way through this draw, and they had a brutal draw. I mean, they played like 3 or 4 top 10 teams, and they just kept getting across the line. And then there they were in the final, and then you've got a day off before, and everyone's chatting
you're
about
making
it.
It sound like you had an easy route through.
No, it wasn't easy at all, but theirs was definitely tougher. Like, because we're seeded, you know, we don't play the seed like first round, second round, whereas they were just thrown in the mix, and they were coming up against everyone from pretty much day one. But then, we had this day off. We were doing media and stuff, and everyone was going, oh, like, guys are supposed to win. You know how it is. And we're suddenly going, this is quite a weird feeling, being in our first Grand Slam final. You're never in those moments, I feel like you're supposed to win. And we were being told we were. I mean, someone showed me the odds on the betting apps, and I was like, Jesus, like, that's, you know, like, it's probably the most favourite we've been all year to win a match. And I was like, this just felt wrong.
And that adds a different pressure.
For sure. And I think it probably showed in the second set when I lost my serve. We were kind of like, things were going well. We were actually playing well. Crowd was unreal. Everything was quite relaxed. We were serving. We were a break up in the second. And then we lost the serve. And then it was kind of like, this is now like crunch time. But yeah, we fortunately played a really good tiebreak in the second set and got across the line. But I think it was just so much relief. It's obviously something I've dreamt of as a kid. I had like 50, 60 people there that day, half of them on Henman Hill watching on the screen. They just wanted to be there somehow. So yeah, I mean, for me, I think the most joy I had was genuinely for my family, because they put so much in from day one. Even my brother, like, putting up with, you know, like, oh, you're Julian's brother, you know, just stuff like that. Like, it's kind of annoying. I mean, maybe it's nice for a day, but then you're like,
it's probably got worse. You've probably made it worse now.
I think I have, yeah. But no, like, they put in so much, and like, I could see the joy. I mean, there's a video of me hugging my mum afterwards, like up on the balcony and stuff, and it was more those moments were kind of when I would say, like, I genuinely sunk in a little bit. It's kind of like seeing their emotion and seeing how happy they were and their excitement. Yeah, for me, that was genuinely the best part of it.
You're quite insular, and you're concentrating yourself, but your family live that with you. They live this roller coaster journey of sport with you. Yeah,
and I think it's worse for them. I mean, I always think watching sport, you're living the ups and downs so much more than when you're playing. When you're playing, you're focused. You're kind of in the process, or you should be, but generally you are. You're in the process of, you know, even if you miss a ball and it was a big point, you're straight away like analysing, I could have done this better, next time do this, Like, your brain's working on so many different things that I don't always feel like I'm feeling that emotion. But when I watch, you know, it's a whole different thing. Like, you analyse everything, you know, like, almost missed that, but you don't have any of the feel that's going on. You know, I hit a ball that's hitting the line. As soon as I've hit that, I kind of know it's hitting the line. Whereas, like, you're watching that and seeing the whole thing play out, like it's a whole different thing. So I think watching sport as a fan or as a family member is 100 times more stressful than playing it, for sure.
So take us through that evening when you've won. You can relax. You're content. You're happy. I mean, you've just.
Yeah, I mean, it was a surreal start. Kind of hit me as a shock. So I didn't see anyone for a good 3 hours after, which was really odd. Went to the locker room. My coaches came in, so I saw them straight away, which was amazing. Again, that was kind of the first, like, you could just see them, almost the disbelief of it. Like, at that point, didn't really know what to think or feel. Like, it's so hard. You know, you're in the stadium, everything's amazing, and then you get ushered out, and now you're in a hallway on your own, and in a locker room, just like me and Lloyd, and it kind of like doesn't feel the same. Like, it's a really weird. So when they came in, was amazing. But yeah,
and we should mention Lloyd Glasspool, your partner in this as well.
He was there, yeah. No, but so we had to go do drug tests.
Coincidence, or is that every final?
A bit of both. They don't have to; they're just random. But I mean, they're more likely to do it later stages of the tournament. But that's not like you have to get drug tested.
And that is a urine sample.
That was blood on that day. That's why it took so long. Because you got to sit still. I think it's for like 20 minutes. You can't move. You got to do the bloods. Then you got to go do urine. It's just the whole thing.
Because your urine's worse, isn't it? Because you've obviously
because you're sweating a lot. Yeah.
I mean,
but at least that it's like
the amount of time I've held bus falls off waiting for a urine sample.
Yeah, it is tough for sure. But I mean, at least with that we can. If it was just urine, I could go see my family. Yeah. The guy would chaperone me, just stay with me, make sure I don't go to the toilet, whatever. Although I'm not sure I'd feel too comfortable necking champagne while I'm about to do a drug test. Not that they're the same thing, but it feels subtly weird. I think
on this occasion it's acceptable.
Yeah, I probably would have. But no. So yes, we had to do that, and then we were ushered straight up for media, which took over an hour. So it took a long time to go and see everyone. But yeah, I mean the club was amazing. They let literally all of my guests up to the players area, up on the balcony.
Even the ones on Hemden Hill?
Yeah, the whole lot. So yeah, when we finally got back from doing all that stuff, literally everyone was there. Yeah, I mean, surreal moments up there. That was, yeah. But again, I would say those were the moments that it really hit home, you know, like the excitement, like everyone wanting to see the trophy, like, which when you normally, I mean, we had done well on the grass before, like we won Queen's, which is a huge tournament, something I've also dreamt of. But didn't quite have that, like, you know, we went in the pub after, still like 30, 40 people loving it. But like the trophy, like no one that bothered as such. You know, they were just happy to see me, so excited. But then like Wimbledon trophy, I mean, literally like I'm just stood there watching like everyone taking a picture with it, touching it. You know, like it's, completely different.
Iconic.
Yeah, I mean, surreal. So yeah, so it was up there for hour or so. I didn't want to pack any clothes with me, like casual clothes. I didn't want to jinx anything. So I was literally there as if it was a normal day, which afterwards I was
you don't want to prepare for a party.
Exactly. Yeah. But I was like, this is so annoying. I've got to go back to my flat now. Everyone's drinking. Went back to my flat, which actually in hindsight was, I needed that big time. I had drunk a lot of champagne in a short period of time and dehydrated. I was like, all the emotion as well. I hadn't eaten. I was just like,
that must have been so. What you got a car back?
Got a car to mine.
That must have been so strange, just sat in the car, just on your own, just like.
Yeah, a girl I was, well, she's now my girlfriend, so. But I was seeing her at the time. No, yeah, I was like, she hears that, it sounds awful. I was just seeing her at the time, so she was in the car with me, which was also nice. It was just kind of like, yeah, it was a bit of a decompress. Got some clothes, kind of was away from everyone. For an hour or so, like nailed some pizza, just trying to get fluids in, like almost felt like I was recovering from the champagne we'd had. And then we did the usual thing of going to Dog and Fox, which I don't know if you know about that, but it's where a lot of players, it's a pub down in Wimbledon Village. It's kind of where everyone ends up. They literally, I mean, you see players lose matches, bag in the locker room, and they walk straight down to the pub, almost still in their match kit. And a lot of people wait there for the players to come through, and it ends up being a bit of a party pretty much every night of the fortnight. Like people go and just kind of enjoy themselves after. So we went there. The pub was amazing. They gave us the whole back room, so we had 40 of us. Had dinner in there, drinks going, then live band came on in there, and I mean, do you know your London nightlife well or not really?
Probably not as well as you.
I don't know that well, but so after that they closed at 12. I don't know if you've seen, but we picked up, I think it was like 160 baby Guinnesses, which kind of did its rounds on social media, like the bill made it right. Just 160 of these in the pub, so that was quite a funny story, which I only had about 3 of them, but everyone was obviously sending it. Yeah, and then at 12 we left. We went to Inferno's, of all places, which, if you know, it's a very sticky dance floor nightclub. But we were fortunate that they gave us the back area, so we weren't, like 20 of us went there, and my dad was there, absolutely steaming, playing the air guitar. And he was like, oh, look, because we were all like, this doesn't quite fit the vibe of like winning Wimbledon, but we were like, where else are we going to get 20 people in at midnight? We just needed some music, some fun. And then obviously we were chucked, in the VIP bit at the back, and it was only us there. And my dad's going, this isn't that bad. I'm like, yeah, because you're not down there with 3,000 people sweating.
You don't get out very often.
Exactly.
It's a nice day after Wimbledon. It's not all glamour, and you kept your feet on the ground. I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was
stuck to the ground.
It was a great night, and I felt horrendous the next morning, and I was back at the courts. I genuinely think I slept an hour, and I had to go
back at the courts the next day.
Yeah, we had to go back. Like suit fittings for the ball. We met Will and Kate, so some of the royal family came in, so I'm like shaking from a hangover. Trying to meet, I'm like, please don't breathe in, my breath stinks right now. But no, I mean, the whole thing was, I
bet it was surreal, especially with the hangover.
Yeah, it was, and we did loads of media that day, and I mean, it was fun. It was tough, but it was fun. And I mean, we went into Sky Studios that day, same thing. I mean, we're like sweating with alcohol, and I've brought my trophy, and everyone from up on the balcony, everyone would be putting the corks in my trophy, but I didn't know. So I've gone to get my trophy out on set, and there's like 40 champagne corks. It was quite funny. But
so where's the trophy now? Where's it kept?
The trophy now is...
Do you have the half and half?
No, we have one each, thankfully. Yeah, we do. Yeah. The trophy now is in the box on the floor in my flat. I've kind of been having to take it to a few different places. So I haven't...
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit disappointed you didn't bring it in today. I'm sure the boys were...
I meant to ask. I did bring it in here when I came the other week, which is why I didn't. I didn't want to be that guy who's...
kept coming back.
Guys, I'm back. But no, it's on the floor in my flat at the moment. But I think they're going to display it at the National Tennis Centre. So,
nice.
It's quite a big trophy. So I'm not really sure where I'd actually put it. But yeah.
Well, I think while we've got you in is the Brighton podcast. We're about to ask you about your love of Brighton.
Please do.
As someone that grew up in Burgess Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did your love of Brighton come from? Who took you to the games?
Yeah. So my dad had a season ticket when I was younger. So I used to go, me, my brother, my dad. It was the Wimbledon days. So I was very young back then, and as I said before, I always loved sport. Was playing football at the time myself, so we loved our games down there. When I was at Bede's, actually, all my friends are Brighton fans. Most of them still have season tickets now. A group of us got season tickets while we were at Bede's, so we were going. Like we used to love the Tuesday night games, like after school. I'm actually glad at that time we weren't in the Prem, because we were getting those like Tuesday night games. Like we'd be at school together, obviously then go home and then meet each other at the game. So that was, it was a lot of fun. And I've got so many fond memories of all through the ages. Been fortunate enough to be in the 1901 a couple of times. I've got a friend who's got tickets in there. And then, a few weeks ago was kindly invited to the boardroom, which was a very, very special experience.
Very different.
It was. I saw...
Enjoyable different, or...?
Yeah, absolutely. I met some incredible people. I was very fortunate to go, but I got sent the dress code.
This is why I don't go in the boardroom ever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind dressing up because I never do it. So the odd occasion is, it's nice to do it sometimes, but I got sent through, and I'd been, I can't remember the name, but where the restaurant is, like where the boxes are. So I'd been there, and that's like obviously a bit more formal. But I remember going there, and I saw the dress code for that, and I was like, people aren't quite dressed to the dress code. I mean, they look nice for a football game, but it's not quite what it said on the paper. But then I got sent this, and I was thinking, surely we're not like, this is like suit and tie almost. And I was panicking. Like, a girlfriend was coming with me, and she was going, am I really wearing like a dress? And I was kind of like, honestly, I don't know. And then thankfully we did dress up, and we, everyone was in their suits. So we made the right call there. But no, I mean, it was amazing experience. Food was amazing. Got to mix with some really cool people. Obviously met Tony, his brother Paul kindly invited us. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And how do you keep up with Brighton when you're away, regardless of time zones and things?
Yeah, I'll always try
and watch the games.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of my travel is like Saturdays. So I miss so many games because of that. Like, even if I'm in London for a week, like, for me to actually make the game, I almost need 2 weeks, and then that has to be a home game. So I do miss most of the games, unfortunately. But no, yeah, I try and watch, and if I don't, kindly my days in America taught me that NBC highlights are unbelievable.
Okay.
15 to 20 minute highlights, like, it's proper. Like, you actually get a feel for the game. So if I miss the game, then I'm always I'll watch the kind of extended highlights, which is good.
And any special memories jump out over the years as a Brighton fan?
Unfortunately, I wasn't there when we got promoted that day. A lot of my friends were there, and I was living every moment through the group chat. I mean, that was amazing. Both my dad and my brother were there as well. I mean, yeah, like, some amazing memories. I mean, some Palace wins over the years. My first game in the Amex, that was obviously a huge change from the Wimbledon days. And just honestly watching the club grow, like, being involved in sport myself, I know how hard all those little things are. And watching players, stay with the club for so long, watching players go from like Championship to Prem, like, kind of watching their lives change. Like, all of that. I mean, for me, there's not really one part of like supporting Brighton that I've not enjoyed. Even the years of like first year in the Prem and sneaking out of like relegation zone, like last couple of days, like all those moments. I mean, I've loved every minute of it, and it's why we get to sit there and enjoy beating teams like City this season. It's amazing journey.
Do you ever take a little bit of ribbon on tour for being a Brighton fan?
Yes. It's always I mean, I do, but fortunately it's usually United fans or Chelsea fans, and we tend to do quite well against them. So
not too much, can they?
No, exactly. And I'm always like I don't love United fans because it's like the go-to club. If you're not from England, it's who everyone supports. So like, I kind of have a thing. Obviously, I mix with so many international people that it's like, it feels like the whole world supports United.
Is the Premier League big on tour? With international,
a lot of fantasy football. I mean, I would say everyone's similar to me in a way. They love sport, like the fantasy leagues for the American sports. Everyone's in on the Prem. Obviously, you've got to think there's like a lot of South Americans like love their football.
Yeah. Good to hear that you keep it while you're away. Just to wrap up, Julian, we've got some quick fire questions for you. Go-to meal after a match win?
Oof. I don't always eat as healthy as I should. I mean,
well, this is the time not to eat healthy, isn't it?
Yeah, after a win, I mean, I'd love a curry, things like that. Curry and a beer would be my ideal celebration. Yeah.
What curry is it?
Tikka masala. It's a bit boring, but
I was expecting more. If Brighton won the Premier League, what would you do to celebrate?
Dog and Fox with 160 baby Guinnesses.
There we go. Why not? VAR, love it or loathe it?
Love it.
I've got to ask. I know it's quick fire, but why?
Because I think it's good that there's a bit of like controversy, but actually at the end of the day, it's just final. Like, we've kind of brought it into tennis, and at the start it was messy, like people saying, oh, it's not accurate, whatever, stuff like that. But I think it's certainly taken time to get to where it has now, and I think it will continue to evolve. But I do think it's better for the sport. I think long term it's the right way to go.
If you could swap lives with one Brighton player for a day, who would it be and why?
Oof. I'll go Donkey.
I knew I don't know why. I knew Donkey.
I mean, obviously supporting the club for so long, like, he's stuck around forever. As far as I'm aware, he's had chances to leave, and I respect that he's stayed here and stayed true to the club and everything. I'm pretty aware that he's had quite a lot of fun off the pitch as well. So I think, I've seen, fair few photos of him in Brighton having a good time. So I think he does a good job of being professional but enjoying himself, and he seems to have pretty good morals as well.
So preferably a Saturday afternoon swap.
There we go. Match day with a win.
Yeah, there we go. There we have it.
And a bit of live music in Brighton.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Julian. It was a pleasure sitting down with you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.